Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Shang. After a year of barring entry by most foreign citizens, China's government plans to ease restrictions for those who have been inoculated against COVID-19, but only vaccines made in China will qualify. Chinese embassies in the US, Italy, India, Philippines, and other locations say they will provide visa facilitation to foreign applicants who can certify that they have received a Chinese shot. To enter China, most travelers still need to prove they have tested negative for COVID-19, obtain an antibody test, and quarantine upon arrival, according to statements Tuesday, March 16th. Even though there are hundreds of thousands of new COVID-19 infections are recorded daily around the globe, with the increasing availability of a variety of COVID-19 vaccines, some governments are rethinking some travel restrictions. The European Union has proposed a digital green pass for the region's citizens, which will specify if someone has been vaccinated and if not, carry details of their test results. China is eager to play a leading role in setting standards for future travel with vaccine passports. China needs to open up and facilitate business travel because it will boost its economy. It is also an opportunity for Chinese authorities to promote the country's homegrown vaccines. Some public health experts have raised concerns about the speed with which China is rolling out its vaccines globally, arguing that Beijing and the Chinese companies haven't been transparent enough about the results of Chinese clinical trials. Preliminary data from China's drug regulator and global researchers show the company's vaccines are less effective than many Western candidates. Acceptance of Chinese vaccines have increased despite concerns around their exact efficacy levels. More than 60 countries have authorized the use of Chinese vaccines, according to Chinese state media. Beijing has approved 5 of its own vaccines for conditional use domestically. The latest one regulators green-lighted for emergency use is co-developed by a government-owned Chinese Academy of Science. No late-stage clinical data on it is available to the public. Beijing's willingness to consider vaccines in approving entry could affect decision-making of people like David Feng, a U.S. citizen who works as a medical systems manager of a private clinic in the southern Chinese city Shenzhen. Mr. Feng said he was offered 2 Chinese vaccines options through work several months ago but decided against taking one because he had qualms about how effective the shots would be. Mr. Feng said he might reconsider if it meant that he could visit his parents in Boston, whom he hadn't been able to see in more than a year. Few Western nations have approved the use of Chinese vaccines, meaning the latest Chinese measure would leave out many would-be travelers. The Chinese embassy in the US announced the new measure even though the US hasn't approved non-Western vaccines. Asked why China didn't include vaccines recognized by the World Health Organization, the Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mr. Zhao referred to an earlier statement saying China was interested in pursuing mutual recognition of vaccines with other countries. The World Health Organization has approved 2 versions of a vaccine by the UK's AstraZeneca Inc. and Oxford University, as well as a vaccine by the US's Johnson & Johnson for emergency use. In early March, China has already launched its own health code for travelers, and the communist state is looking to gain WHO support in creating a similar system on an international scale. China claimed that they can help by sharing its experience with and provide technical support to WHO in creating a global vaccine passport, because the communist state is the most experienced country in using a health code system in the world. WHO is rightfully hesitant to support such an endeavor from China, where the coronavirus first broke out in December 2019 and went on to cause a global pandemic that took millions of lives. According to Breitbart, WHO is urging countries not to implement similar systems for the primary reason that the different countries have different access to an array of vaccines. China's current vaccine passport system will serve as a digital certification that certifies that a person has been inoculated with a COVID-19 vaccine and is part of the Chinese social credit system, in which citizens are judged and awarded numerical scores that serves as the Chinese Communist Party's approval rating of the person. These scores are obtained by judging a citizen's behavior, which result in lower or higher social credit scores to show if a citizen is truly a supporter or opposed to the CCP. It is through this social credit system that some Chinese citizens are banned from traveling internationally, as their scores will tell if they are capable of purchasing plane, train, or public transportation tickets. Through their local vaccine passport system, China is also controlling citizens who have not received a COVID-19 vaccine from traveling locally or internationally. As China urges WHO to allow them to create a global vaccine passport system, the organization's Health Emergency Program Director Dr. Michael Ryan has expressed his disagreement on the proposed project. He warned that such a global vaccine passport system has real practical and ethical considerations, and that countries must not consider this type of citizen surveillance at the moment. Ryan argued, vaccination is just not available enough around the world and is not available certainly on an equitable basis. In China, concerns over their own vaccine passport system has grown as it sparked privacy concerns and fears of expansion of government surveillance. The communist state's social credit system has already branded 13.5 million citizens as untrustworthy and has prevented 20.5 million citizens from purchasing plane tickets and 5.7 million from traveling through high-speed trains. Big Brother in digital age. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly.